Hi, Shihan Noel here. Glad you could join us for another technique of the week. Today we're going to be working on the V block. We have our core blocks, which we've talked about in the past. We have the head block, side block, inward block, and the downward block. Of course, we do it on both left and right hands. We've also talked about the H block. Someone's coming in with a roundhouse. Basically, you're coming up, you're blocking one arm on his forearm, one arm on his bicep, and there's variations on this. I could block here and then come in and hit with the ulna bone on the center of the bicep to numb his arm. So that's called the H block, and there's variations on that. And the other block that we did earlier was called a L block, and basically he's coming in, he's doing a body dig or an uppercut to my gut and or my rib cage, and I'm basically doing a L with my lead arm, and then this is just a cover. And of course, you know, we've got all kinds of follow-ups. We could just, as we do the block, we could come in and just strike, or we could do some type of containment or takedown rather, do some type of lock. So this next block is similar to the H block in terms of its use. Essentially, we're going to use this against a circular punch coming in. We call them a roundhouse. Some people call them sucker punches or haymakers. But as he comes in, I'm basically bringing this arm up and I'm catching the ulna right across his carotid and then bringing this hand up. It's important that as I block with my left arm on his right-handed strike or attack, that I'm using my forearm against his forearm. I don't want to be blocking in here because he has this hinge called an elbow, and it's going to end up whacking me in the head, and I prefer not to get hit in the face if I can help it. So this is my strike here. I'm coming in and I'm stopping him. It's a very strong technique. I'm basically coming off my lead leg, and I've got lots of power there. And the idea is to try and hit him as hard as I can with my arm as I strike the carotid or the side of the neck. So that's called the V block, and there are a lot of possible options that you can use for following up. For example, as he comes in and I do that block, I can just hold on to him here and come in with a rising elbow. I can do a lateral elbow. I can drive the knee in. I can bring the arm over and put him into a lock. Or I could just let go of him here and just do a couple percussions, kick out the leg, and then take off. But that is called the V block. It's a very helpful block. There are a few variations. One variation I do want to show you is that when I block here with this arm, instead of bringing this arm and hitting here on the side of the neck, I'm going to actually stop his shoulder. This we would use if someone's kind of messing around with you. Maybe it's not a serious attack. It's just you know, someone playing around perhaps, but you don't want to hit the neck and cause damage to his body. So what you're doing here is a little bit of a safer technique. What you're doing is you're stopping the shoulder, stopping his momentum by just stiff arming that shoulder. So it's still a V block, but it's a variation where I'm bringing my arm up on this side, slight bend in the elbow, and a hyperextension of my arm, or extension of my arm, not a hyper, but rather a straight arm extension to help stop his energy. And then you would do an appropriate follow-up after that. All right, so that is the V block. And I hope you enjoy practicing it. It'll be a great addition to your blocking repertoire. Again, my name is Shihan Noel. Glad you could join us, and we look forward to seeing you in a future video. Take care.